What's up guys? Welcome to New Leader Training Online Edition. How cool is this? You get to sit at home on your couch or at a coffee shop, drinking a warm beverage, enjoying all this Young Life training without having to come to the office. Hope you guys thoroughly enjoy this. Today, we're talking about discipleship. I want to start us off by telling you a little story about my friend, Ryan Leach. I met Ryan about 5 years ago, Linden High School cafeteria. I was walking around with a big giant redwood avalanche with whipped cream on top, looking for somebody. It was their birthday, couldn't find him. Ryan goes, "Hey, I'll take that." So I sit down, learn his name, hang out with him for a little bit. The next day, went out to coffee with him. He told me his entire life story. Super cool. He ended up coming to club with me, Creekside, that next spring. Check out this picture right here. It's us sitting in the sand volleyball court at Creekside. One of my top 5 memories of my life will be Ryan giving his life to Jesus on the wiffle ball field at night, looking up at the stars. I'm sitting there walking alongside him in that. So cool. I ended up baptizing him later that summer. But as you know, life doesn't always just become all of a sudden easy when you become a Christian. And his life kind of starts falling apart. His family becomes homeless. Him and his little brother Chris actually end up moving in with my parents, which is super cool. His dad ends up going to prison for some stuff. Really hard. But I remember Ryan stopping one day and saying, "This isn't all, Louie. I have hope in Jesus." It was a proud moment. The story doesn't end there. Ryan is graduating high school, comes to work with me. It was an awesome couple of years together working. We'd ride around in the truck, telling stories. He'd get to see me cuss people out for cutting me off in traffic. It was like the gold standard of discipleship because he got to see what a real Christian man goes through every day, right? Ends up meeting this beautiful girl named Ashley. They get married. Who gets to be in the wedding? I do. Yes, it was awesome. We still meet up weekly. Sunday mornings at 6 o'clock. We go grab coffee, talk about life, and pray for each other. There is one thing I left out of that story. That was the years and years of blundering around being a knucklehead leader before I walked into that high school that day. And the whole point of this video and this training is to teach you guys a few things about discipleship to save you years and years of being a knucklehead leader like I was. So I pulled out 4 awesome things, key ingredients you might say, out of my story with Ryan of what discipleship is. I'm calling it the 4 A's of discipleship. I'm going to share those with you guys. The first one is authenticity. Authenticity builds trust. It's so hard to have trust without authenticity. Here's the thing, as young life leaders, a lot of times we see people that we really like and we really admire, and we think, hey, if I can try to be like them, I'll be a better person. I'll be a better young life leader. Totally false. Throw that thinking away. One time, I was dropping this guy, Jose, off, and he's like, "Hey, can I tell you something, Louie?" I said, "Sure, what's up, Jose?" He said, "You sure say like dude, man, hey, what's up, bro? You sure say that stuff a lot. And I can just tell you're not being real with me. Can you not do that?" I was blown away. High schoolers, middle schoolers see right through that fake facade that we put on to try to make people like us more. And here's another thing. To reach kids that nobody else is reaching, we need you. We need you just to be yourself. Number 1, be authentic. All right, here comes number 2. Abide. John 7:38. Whoever believes in me, as the scripture has said, rivers of living water will flow from within them. Rivers of living water flowing out of you into the lives of high schoolers and middle schoolers. How awesome is that? And this is a super simple concept, but for some reason, we keep botching it up. Right? This is the analogy Jesus uses of the branch and the tree. Without him, we can do nothing. For some reason, though, we go for a while and we think, hey, this is going great. I don't need to do my devotionals. I don't need to hang out with Jesus. I don't need time in community. I don't need to go to church. It doesn't end well. Now, I say this is a simple concept. That doesn't mean it's not hard to live out. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this analogy before, but if this is Jesus and this is you, you're trying to pour into the lives of kids, you're empty without Jesus, right? If Jesus pours into you, you can then pour into kids. But if your cup is turned sideways and Jesus tries to pour into you, it doesn't work out, and we have nothing to give kids anymore. This is by far the most important A in all of this. You need to be abiding in Jesus if you want to be an awesome young life leader. All right, the third A of discipleship is available. Now, this one can be challenging. Young life takes up two of your most precious resources. Any guesses? Time, not money, emotions. Time and emotions. Let me tell you another little story. Just first coming on, new young life leader, just like you. I went to end of the year barbecue. There's a time in that when all the old leaders stood up and they were headed out doing something new. They were explaining why they were leaving. There's this lady named Paige, and she had been this rock star leader up at Mount Baker. All the kids really loved her, and she was talking about how she had to move on, and she was just out of relational capacity. There's no more relationships that she could build. This is a very real thing with our emotions, right? We can only hear so many heavy stories. We can only build so many relationships. We can only walk alongside so many people. If you guys get a chance, there's an awesome book called Master Plan of Evangelism that you should read, especially if you struggle with this concept. It talks about Jesus having his 500, his 50, his 12, his 3, his 1. Young life will take up a lot of your emotional capacity. Young life will also take up a lot of time. Clubs, contact work, meetings, camp. You spend a lot of time doing young life, and we're already very busy people. We don't have a lot of time. The key comes in the last A. You don't have a lot of time, then you should go all in with what you do have. All right, let's talk a little bit about all in. I love this phrase. It's become a little bit of my life motto. I kind of view life as a giant poker game, right? We're given these resources like I was talking about earlier, our time, our emotions. You can add money in there too. And we're got it all in front of us, just like a big poker game. We get dealt a couple hands, and some of them don't go too good. We lose a little bit of time and money here and there, and we get dealt the best hand we possibly could see. It's the fact that Jesus died for us, and we're going to heaven, and we can share this news now. You have the best hand possible sitting in front of you. Now, are you going to put a couple chips in the middle, or are you going to push them all in?